Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from. We are here today with the famous Jay McGill from
Hello.
Griffin-IT. What's going on, Jay?
Doing all right, man. It has been a fun and busy and crazy year. I'm sure as many of our other MSPs out here tuning in have experienced right to the finish line of 2025, and hopefully 2026 will be a little easier, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So you got all, we're a week out from Christmas. I mean, to the day, this today, next week on today's date will be Christmas. So have you gotten all your Christmas shopping done?
We got that in, and I'm just hoping. I mean, most of our MSPs are able to take a little time off, but every now and then we get those panicked phone calls and do what we can for them. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Yeah, I'm in sales.
All
I never
right.
sleep, so I'm always here
All
trying to
right.
help
All
help
right.
help our guys out.
Well, I hope it's quiet on our MSP side for all of next week, honestly.
No servers
Uh,
down. No servers
I
down.
know we're all like with our fingers crossed, our toes crossed, the hairs on our head, all of it. So I
Yep.
think there was a meme I saw on social media a couple years back where it's a bunch of IT folks just sitting in the server room praying.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
So
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep, absolutely. So, what
Yeah.
has been going on this year? What changes have been going on with Griffin IT in 2025? You
Oh
guys just
man.
aren't doing refurbs anymore, right?
Correct. I think one of the and there's literally this exact post came up in one of the other Facebook groups where people were talking about new products and hey, we love Griffin IT for the refurbs, but sometimes we need new. We do new. We've been buying overstock directly from Dell and Lenovo and HP lately. The Dell
Awesome.
side, we have 2025 model Pro 14 pluses with Ryzen 5s. We have Pro 16 pluses with Ryzen 7s, 32 gig 512s. We have the Pro Slim pluses that replace the Optiplex 7020 small form factors. It's an interesting relationship we have with Dell because we are still technically a third party reseller, but we spend probably quarter mil with them every other month. So, that
Wow.
relationship looks like, when our contact there says, hey, we've overproduced Ryzen 7s for this model. There's like an extra 1,000 of them. Cool. We pick up a couple hundred of those, new factory sealed. And it's been good. We've been doing that. And a lot of our clients, a lot of our MSP partners have been enjoying that, being able to have both the flexibility on the new and the refurb, both of which are available with our PuppyNet 90, which for anyone tuning in that does know about PuppyNet 90, we will put stock on your shelf for free. We'll give you up to 90 days to sell it. And if you don't sell it, we will ship it back for free and not hit you with any restocking fees. So,
Wow. You can't
yeah.
ask
And
for better than that. I
yeah.
got a
And
question though.
sure.
What does the credit card that you guys use to pay Dell for all that, quarter million every other month, what do the points on that look like?
Well, I can tell you, our owner who has that Amex travels a lot. Good for him.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
that's great.
Cool deal.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of point. Yeah, there's a lot of credit card points on there.
So how many MSPs are taking advantage of the puppy, the Net 90?
The I'd say probably about three-quarters of our MSPs are doing so. So about three. So we have about 4,000 MSPs now. I'd say about 3,000 of them are taking advantage of it, which is interesting because we found these MSP Facebook groups about 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was right around 2020 is when we first linked up, and at that time I was cold calling around MSPs, and I'd get someone like yourself on the phone, and as soon as I mentioned the word refurb and laptop in the same sentence, I'd always get the same defeated kind of sound. And
Right.
obviously COVID happened and everything flipped around. And then anybody who had any laptop stock anywhere in the US ready to ship that wasn't stuck in a boat offshore was king. So obviously we did well with COVID, but yeah, we've been growing rapidly this year. I know one of the bigger things we've been focusing on is drumming up more OEM partnerships. So we've become authorized resellers for Checkpoint, which is a huge $1 billion, mostly in the high level enterprise level. We're trying to move some of their stuff into the small and medium business MSP space. In hand is the big one doing a 5G failover networking. We'll be talking more on that. We're with them. And there's a couple other OEM partnerships that I can't tell you just yet, but we are working to get those inked out. But that's going to bring more authorized distribution, through us, whereas historically we've always been in that, third party space. So
So I know
a lot
you
of fun.
guys traditionally and typically deal mostly with hardware sales. Are you guys going to jump into like the SaaS sales and software side of things, and teaming
That
up with
is
other vendors?
that is also on the totem pole of things we're going to be looking at being able to resell this year, is getting some licensing and software things out there.
All right, very
Things
cool.
I can't quite tell you exactly what it is yet, but it is in the works. I'm very excited to get that out there. So yeah, a lot of interesting diversification of what we offer. So
So
what
hopefully 2026 Griffin IT, well, you already are, but the one-stop shop for all MSP and IT business owners needs,
yep.
whether it's software or hardware.
Sure. Well, and one of the partnerships that I'm really excited about that's currently in play right now is a white label portal option. So we partnered with a company called Adaptive Catalog, and their product is a storefront where your users can log in, see your products, and you can curate whatever, because they don't need to see the entire world of products. High and low
Sure.
laptop option, high and low desktop, new hire bundle, laptop, monitor, dock, phone, couple hours of labor. User comes in, makes a purchase, it plugs into your PSA. It was built to work with ConnectWise, but it can work with other PSAs. And then that triggers, the sales and everything to go through, and essentially eliminates quoting time. Their whole slogan is quoting sucks. So their platform is built to pull in all products from all the major distributors. You can demo that with us as long as you're only selling our products. So load our products in there, test it out, and make sure it's great. And if you ever want to upgrade to their paid version to pull in all products from other distributors, you can at least make sure it works well for you. So that's something that we're offering. As long as you are partnered with us, which is free, we cover that licensing for you so that you can sell our products in your white label portal. So
Nice,
fun
nice.
stuff. Fun stuff.
All right, very
Yeah.
cool.
So I'm gonna hop in. Let me share my screen, get this little slideshow going. We only got 6 slides. We're gonna keep it nice and quick for anybody tuning in. Also, who's that guy? I've been
You look a little different. Have you lost
yeah,
some
yeah.
weight?
I've been rollerblading 20 miles every other day for like the last year, and so
Very
I have a neck
nice.
again. That's that's amazing. Let's see. All right, cool. So talking about the Puppy Net 90 stuff, we'll put stock on your shelf for free. Essentially, when you get into our portal and you're creating an order, you'll be able to specify your billing type and you'll see Puppy Net 90. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Anyone has any questions on it, come reach out to me. At the end of the slide, you'll see a QR code. You can scan it, register. Just make sure you select J for rep. I mean, we have some other great reps, but I am the sales director. I pull a little bit more water and can, usually offer a little bit better discounts. At
So
least
Jay, let's
everyone.
talk. Let's
Mhm.
talk. I want to stop you and ask you, for the viewers who don't really know a whole lot about the free net 90-day terms, the
Sure.
puppy. How did that come about?
It's a fun story. So rewind the clocks about 3, almost 4 years ago. It was right about this time, actually. We're coming up to the end of the year and we are looking at paying a huge tax bill or buying a bunch of stock. So we bought a bunch of stock. Come January, and this is before we had our first warehouse, we had the owner and I had boxes filling all of our closets lined up in the hallway in front of our condos. Wives were pissed. So our owner, James Griffin, says, Jay, come over. I got an idea. And I get over there. And he's like, we're just going to ship the equipment to our MSPs. I'm like, dude, they didn't buy it yet. He's like, it's fine. We're just going to ship it to them. So we picked our top 5 MSPs, shipped them like 10 laptops each, and then waited 2 or 3 days, then called them and said, hey, sorry, there's a mix up. You got some laptops coming your way. The original order, the original MSP, they're taken care of, but just hold on to it for a little bit. And, if you sell it, great. If not, we'll send you a return label in a month or two, no worries. Sales quadrupled. So we decided to lean into that. And when we decided what to come up with, as far as the name and title, we're a bunch of silly guys. There's an old sales joke, and the old sales joke goes, how do you sell a puppy? And the answer is, here, play with this dog for a week, see if you like it.
Nobody's giving the dog back.
Yeah. But I still, to this day, years later, I'm like, what puppy? What? So yeah, it's the old puppy sale. So the idea is stock on
Very cool.
hand, tends to make it's well, and I have MSPs. I have, especially like my small and medium MSPs, love this because some of them are already kind of doing this in that they want stock that they can grab and go. But now you're sinking 5 grand, 10 grand, whatever, into inventory on your shelf that may or may not sell. If it has any factory warranties, that clock is ticking. Not as ideal, but some are already kind of doing it. On our end, we're going to subsidize that for you. We're going to put it on your shelf for free. Our internal 3-year warranty doesn't start until you come into portal and say, hey, I've sold this and invoice it. So it's just in this limbo
Wow.
without an invoice. So we stagger the start of our warranty date, our 3-year advanced replacement, hassle-free full unit swaps. That starts whenever you come in and click a button. So in that, and we can do that with new products too. Now, refurbs are great for letting the customer actually like set it up, play with it, take it home for a week or two. New products, once you cut the box open, the value it devalues it a little bit. So, I want to be able to put new products on your shelf. Just have it sold before you crack it open and go and deploy it. So that's all we ask.
That makes sense. So
Yeah,
how many of those puppies that you send out, how many do you actually end up shipping back from the MSP? Is it
not many. I'd
less than
say
10%?
I would say 10% is probably about the average on returns. I'd say
Okay.
anywhere in that 80 to 90% tends to rehome. Most of the time, the MSPs have some kind of an opportunity already, but I do encourage our MSPs having spares on the shelf because the amount of panicked phone calls, "Jay, I need this overnighted," that drops to near zero if all of my MSPs have at least like 1 or 2 laptops or desktops on the shelf ready to grab and go with.
Yeah, because they could easily just swap out a puppy
Exactly.
for a previous puppy if there was a problem with it.
Exactly. They're all pre-authorized for RMA use. So that's
Wow.
kind of how we compete with the manufacturers, like Next Business Day, tech on site kind of stuff. Now, granted, we're not dispatching techs throughout the country, but if all of our MSPs are able to grab and go as needed, that's a lot of headaches reduced. So yeah, all those puppy stocks are good to go for RMA usage. We're very flexible.
Who do you guys typically use for shipping?
In the beginning, it was all UPS. Now it's FedEx and UPS. We use
Okay.
ShipStation, so whenever we are processing orders, we can see the prices of both, and we just go with whatever is cheaper for us. Prices within our inventory portal already include ground shipping, so that's nothing you really have to worry about. Also, we do not charge credit card fees. We don't charge sales tax. We avoid sales tax like the plague. Currently, the only state that's an issue is Florida, where we're at. So if you're a Florida MSP, I do need a tax exempt resale certificate, but we are definitely trying to avoid sales tax.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Very
which I know
cool.
that was a
So,
huge problem with Dell no longer taking tax exempt certificates from MSPs. I have to give a shout out to Dell for every time that they shaft the reseller market. There's usually an influx of MSPs coming to us, which I welcome with open arms.
awesome. Well, the
Yeah,
puppy thing makes sense. So is every computer that you sell, whether it's new or refurb, does it come with a 3-year in-house warranty as well?
that is correct. So that'll be our in-house 3-year advanced replacement.
So that's a
Um,
standard warranty with you guys,
that's
three
standard. Yeah, we
years.
don't, and I get that question sometimes. Jay, can you do this with like no warranty? And my response is, it's the same amount of work for less money. No, standard is our 3-year.
Very nice.
Yep,
So that
and
that actually makes the refurb make more sense, honestly,
yep.
than a brand new computer because a new
Well,
computer from the manufacturer is only going to come with 1 year, right?
it varies. Well, I mean, some of our
I
MSPs
mean, you
will
can get
only,
it.
yeah, I mean, some of our MSPs will only buy 3-year or more, next business day warranties from the manufacturer, which brings up another good point is then that the new models that we carry often will have some form of factory warranty on it. Now, because it is overstock, it is kind of luck of the draw. Sometimes it might be a basic 3-year. It could be a Dell Pro support for 3 years. Sometimes we'll get them in with Pro support plus with accidental for 4 years. That I have less control over, but if I am able to notate that within our portal, there's one little spot for it. But that's only if we're bringing in a bunch of them and they all have identical warranties. Then I have a spot to kind of itemize that. If we're bringing in onesie twosies with different factory warranties, I don't have as good of a way to notate that in our system.
Awesome. Yeah, but my point being, your standard warranty is better than the OEM's standard warranty.
I
Their
do
standard
have
warranty is 1 year.
I do. It's correct. Yeah. A lot of the manufacturers, their standard warranty is 1 and ours is 3. And I have MSPs that even though something may have a factory warranty on it, they still have us swap it out because I'm not going to make you fight with, an overseas tier 1 person who's going to ask you the same questions that you already know you've already done. You're not going to burn an hour and a half just to get some traction. You're going to call me or send me an email. I'm going to have that RMA go. I'm going to have that approved and replacement order in probably about 5-10 minutes. Like I have the easy job. It works or it doesn't work. Oh, it's not working. Here's another one. What a concept.
Well, and then you guys spend the time later after you get the return unit back in your office to go through the machine, get it right, fix what's wrong with it, ship it back
Correct.
out, right?
Yeah, or even if it comes back and it has that factory warranty on it, just have Dell send me a box, put in a box, send it back to Dell. We handle that on the back end. So I think that's one of the reasons that we've done well with the MSPs is we've listened to some of the pain points, whether it be product availability and delivery times, which we alleviate with the puppies. RMAs being flexible and not making you run around circles and rip your hair out to get traction on something, to get a replacement out. Being responsive, that's one of the biggest things is that, I was just talking to an MSP yesterday who was dealing with a manufacturer. I'm not going to call by name, but they would put in a support ticket. They could see the support ticket gets read immediately, no response for 3 days. And then at like 3 a.m., they see a response. MSP responds at 8 a.m. and has to wait another day for a response. And then, these support things are dragging on for a week plus.
An
I mean,
overseas
that's not viable.
manufacturer.
That's
Yep.
absolutely not viable for maintaining your relationship with your user. So, Dell boasts a 4-hour response time. I'm in sales and I don't sleep, so it's more like a 4-minute response time on my end. So
Very
I'm
cool.
around. I love what I do, and usually whenever I see those little notifications pop up, I want to answer it and just get it settled. That's just my ADD and OCD.
No worries, no worries there.
Yep.
I get it. I'm the
Yep.
same way. So
Yep. We'll circle back to the 5G failover stuff. I want to hit this next slide real quick.
yeah.
So new stuff. Jay, I thought you only sold Refurb. That was true a couple years ago. Now we sell a bunch of new stuff. So Pro 14 pluses. We got some E16s that are touch screens. We got some ProBook 16 inchers. I got some other ProBook 14 inchers. I got some Pro 16s. I've got Lenovo Tinies. Bunch of new factory sealed stuff. Any of our partners just log in a portal, check it out, shop.griffin-it.com. And then anyone else looking to get registered, you'll see the slide at the end. And then our classic refurbs. So Latitude 7420 i7 11th gen touchscreen ultrabooks and some other 11th gens and 10th gens on the Dell side. Obviously, we still have Lenovo's and HP's, bunch of fun stuff.
So do you guys go back to that last slide?
Sure.
So do you the Dell Optiplex, the micros? Do you
Yes.
guys specialize in the micros? Do you have more stock of the micros than like the mini towers, for instance?
Generally, yes. And part of that is because I can put about 100 of those in the same space. I can only put about a dozen small form factor towers.
And they do the same thing.
They do. The only times I really run into wanting to suggest the larger chassis is if you're running 3 or 4 or more displays. Those guys, even if they have triple displays, depending on the model, some of them run a little warm. If you're trying to push 3 4K displays, get the bigger one. They have
Gotcha.
better heat dissipation. But I mean, if you're just doing even just 2 4Ks or 2 full HDs, you're going to be fine all day on a micro. That,
Yep.
or if there is a need to add a video card, typically those small form factors have that half height PCI slot that will be conducive to throwing in a GPU.
Yep.
Which and that's something that we're looking at building out into Portal is adding a drop down bar to throw a 4 gig 4 mini display port by 4K GPU into those Dell Pro Slim Pluses that we stock. It'd probably add a week of lead time for us to buy the card, go ahead and install it for you, but that is something we've had enough requests for it to where we'll cater that. Historically, we've catered to your average need seats, your i5, i7, 16 to 32 gigs of RAM, not so much on the GPU side. I do have a refurb laptop for GPU stuff, and then we have the new Dell Pro Slim Pluses that we can potentially throw a card into. That's
Very nice.
latest and greatest. Yep. And actually, that 7420, I'm talking to you on one right now. beat the crap out of mine. I love it. It keeps working. And I mean, even an 11th gen i7 with 32 gigs of RAM, it just works. It does the thing, and I don't need to spend, or your user may not want to spend $1,500 on a new laptop. Bring him at like that 800 or 900 mark, plus a little bit of markup for yourself, and you look like a hero. And we cover it for 3 years. And if anything gets wonky, we swap it out for you, no questions asked.
Awesome.
Yep. So 5G, this is the fun stuff. We partnered with the company called InHand, which think Cradlepoint, but lower cost, more of an industrial grade build. And most of the products have lifetime cloud management licensing already included. Some of them that do require some licensing costs, it's only $30 a year after the first 1 year, 3 years. It varies if it's 1 year or 3 year, depending on which product you buy. But majority of the products the cloud management is already cooked in. So we're talking switches, hotspots, vehicle gateways, access points, all kinds of fun things that you can put SIMs or eSIMs into, and we can quote and activate data plans. So when we linked up with this manufacturer, we initially thought any MSPs buying this would be able to activate their own data plans. We found out that is not accurate. So we became master agents for Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. So whenever we are quoting those data plans, it's going to be the same cost as if you went to your local Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T store.
Okay.
Yeah, so the front end cost will be the same as that. Typically, the end user would be the actual end user. We do have MSPs that will set it up as they are the end user and then repackage it as like a 5G failover service. Just make sure you're wording it as there is some kind of a service included. Don't just resell it only as internet at a higher price. The carriers don't want that end user to go to the local store and be like, hey, why is there a $50 difference here or whatever? So just make sure there's some kind of value add to whatever you are repackaging that.
All right. Very cool.
Yep.
So, but those could definitely, you mentioned everything from in vehicle gateway.
Yep.
I haven't even heard of that before, but it makes sense. I mean, these cars now, all these new cars have internet built
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. So, and if I'm not mistaken, so your vehicle gateways will do vehicle data. So not just the GPS tracking, but like speed, tracking the same kind of stuff that like the ACM and ECMs track as far as like crash data type stuff, but keeping tabs, making sure the employees aren't speeding, as well as broadcasting that internet and keeping that connectivity up.
Well, hey,
Fun
I need
fact,
one of those for my 16-year-old, or
yeah,
actually he's
right.
17 now, but
Yeah,
he
throw an
has, we
Nintendo
have,
vehicle gateway in there.
well, we have Life 360, but he's figured out that if he wants to speed, he can just turn turn it into airplane mode.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
it doesn't show. So that right there would
I
fix it.
got. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Cool. I got a fun one for you. So there's a feature, and I found this out yesterday with in-hand products. You can disable the reset button on these devices. Here's the use case for this: places with students or teenagers that discover they can reset these or can reset these routers, and suddenly settings go away, and now they have access to porn. Guess what? This is one of the only manufacturers that you have a setting in the cloud management to disable that reset button so that these, horny little teenagers can't go in and get around it and then tell all their little buddies, hey, go to that and take a picture label, go to this computer. Yeah, I literally had that conversation
Oh,
yesterday with
geez.
one of our MSPs where it has a large deployment for a lot of these exact devices. So yeah, that's a fun thing. It's a fun thing. So
Well, you guys are getting into everything now.
a little bit trying to, we're definitely expanding. Also, other fun fact with that particular device, they have dual eSIMs. So you could potentially have two active 5G failovers. So actually, I say 5G. That device is 4G, but the newer version that is 5G, the 602, that's coming out. We're gonna have that in another month or two.
Okay,
But
very cool.
yeah, a lot of fun stuff on the 4G, 5G side, and I'd love to get with MSPs and see what kind of stuff we can get into on the data side.
Very cool, Jay McGill.
Cool.
Well,
Last but not least, anybody hanging out, scan that QR code, go get registered, hit the register button. And again, make sure to select J for rep. I'll see it come through. Price for admission into our portal is you have to sit on a phone call for 15 minutes with me, and I just walk you through the portal once. That's it. We want to get you on the phone. We want to make sure there's no end users getting into our inventory. We want to make sure you are actually an MSP and not some like overseas foreign actor trying to do anything nefarious. Really, it's just, and it helps with building the relationship too. I want to just talk to you, set some expectations, and see what we can do for you.
Very cool. Well, I guess that you answered my last question. I was going to ask you what is the best way if we have an IT business owner that's watching the live stream and they want to team up with Griffin-IT. What's the best way for them to get started? Scan the QR code
Yeah, that, or even just the website right there, griffin-it.com. Upper right, you'll see a register button.
and reach out. Choose the rep Jay McGill.
Yep, you'll see
And
Rep J, and that'll, like I said, the other reps, they're great, but I'm kind of the mastermind overseeing everything. And anyone that doesn't know how to answer a question, they come to me anyways. So I'm happy to help you guys out and see what we can do for you.
and make sure that you let Jay know you heard about Griffin-IT from IT Business Owners Group.
Yeah, I'll even go a step further. Anyone that follows directions well, selects J for rep, and in reference puts ITBOG, I'll throw a $50 coupon on for new registrations.
Very cool. Merry Christmas.
Yep. Cool beans.
Awesome. Well, Jay, it's been fun.
Yeah,
Always a
Scott,
pleasure hanging out
love you,
with
man.
you.
It's been good several years now, and I look forward to many more with you.
Sounds great. Hey, thank you, Jay. I hope you and your family have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year.
Likewise, stealth recording. I said, hey,
All
see you
right.
guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.